Like my dad was like my best friend. And so I know this is what he would have wanted me to do.
Now at 5, a restaurant owner killed. Tonight, how his family is stepping up and helping with his business.
A little warmer today, and it's just the beginning. Our weather pattern heating up when we're back into the 90s in your forecast.
Honoring the lives of the Fox Hollow Farm victims, where a permanent memorial will open next week. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
Tonight, family, friends, and customers are remembering the life of a beloved owner. Thanks for inviting us in. It's 5 o'clock. I'm Scott Swan.
And I'm Karen Campbell. We're in for Anne Marie and Felicia. 56-year-old George Nelson Sr. was best known for Pa and Ma's Backyard Barbecue. Someone shot and killed him near 26th and MLK not even 24 hours ago.
And just hours later, police arrested the man who they believe is responsible for killing him. Our Marion County reporter Lauren Kostick spent the day looking into this investigation.
And she joins us live with a look at what may have triggered this shooting. Lauren.
Yeah, Scott and Karen, this is definitely a very heartbreaking and sudden loss for this community and the Nelson family. We are told George Nelson and his family just opened the business here off MLK less than 6 months ago. And since we've been out here all day, so many people have been stopping by. They've been doing this memorial here, also stopping in, getting some food. Of course, that really good soul food. As for why George was shot, his family tells me it was over money. At the intersection of 26 and MLK, an Indy staple opening up, hoping to bring new life to the community, only for its owner to be shot and killed outside. Thursday morning, his son left cleaning up the street.
This is crazy. It is crazy. It's crazy. Oh, man.
I'm sorry.
56-year-old George Nelson Sr. was a pillar of the community. He and his wife Monica owned Pa and Ma's Backyard Barbecue since the 90s, opening this new spot to bring love to the Northwest Side.
Because he was about this area, too. So, if nothing else, man, we got to do better. We got to do better. That's it. We got to do better. He died for nothing. For nothing. For no reason.
According to family, the suspect was a contractor helping repair the restaurant. They say George offered to give half the money up front and the rest when the job was done. However, the suspect allegedly wanted all the money up front.
And dude pulled out and he shot my dad in the chest 3 times. And they said my dad fell right over there in that mud, face down on his face, and he died right there.
To many, George was lovingly called Big Dog or Big George, but to Brockel Nelson, she was lucky. She got to call him Dad.
I'm a representation of my dad. I'm a true daddy's girl. Like my dad was like my best friend.
That's why Brockel hopped on a flight back home to Indianapolis. For years, her dad asking her to be a part of the family business.
He always says, "Sissy, I want you to run it."
For years, she took a back seat, but now
I'm running it. This is our baby. This is the Nelson families. This is our empire. This is the legacy we're gonna leave for my niece and my nephew. This is what we're gonna do.
Serve the community just like George did for all these years. And that's exactly what they are doing right now. Pa and Ma's Backyard Barbecue is open right now, serving the community. And when asked why they wanted to do that, the family says it's exactly what George would have done. As for the suspect, he is still in jail tonight. We know the Marion County prosecutor will determine final charges. Karen, Scott.
All right, Lauren Kostick reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Lauren. Well, you can honor the life of Big George this coming weekend.
There's going to be a vigil with a balloon release, 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon at Pa and Ma's Barbecue. If you plan to go, you're asked to bring white, silver, and blue balloons. Well, tonight, IMPD is now trying to figure out what led to a shooting that put 2 people in the hospitals. Officers discovered the victims at an immediate care near 10th and Midhofer. That's on the far east side of our city. Officers didn't provide an update on how they're doing or any other information surrounding this shooting.
A Metro police officer facing child exploitation and pornography charges says he's not guilty of the crimes.
Sergeant Javed Richards is accused tonight of sharing sexually explicit videos of children on his phone using his home internet service. The prosecutor told Rich Nye today this could become a larger investigation.
The judge read the 14 felony charges against IMPD Sergeant Javed Richards for child exploitation and possession of child pornography. For the past dozen years, Richards has worn a police uniform in Indianapolis. Thursday morning, he sat in the courtroom wearing an orange jail uniform.
You see people from all walks of life, all different professions who can become involved in this, who can become wrapped up in this. You just try to follow the evidence where it takes you, and unfortunately here, it took us to the home of the police officer.
Richards lives in this downtown apartment complex on the canal. Investigators say he carefully covered his tracks on the internet using an encrypted messaging app and virtual private network.
It's very unlikely we'd be sitting here talking about this case but for the fact this individual was knocked off the VPN and at that point in time ended up on the home Wi-Fi, which law enforcement was in a position to try to trace back that image and link it to a specific IP address.
Court records say investigators initially found a dozen child pornography videos and images that Richards allegedly shared. They are still searching his devices and hope to ultimately find the sources. Richards is a decorated officer 13 News spoke to on multiple stories. Now he is suspended, with the chief recommending his termination.
When you see cases like that, you definitely feel like the community is being let down. And what can we do to help try to restore that trust, to let people know that this is an individual officer and not representative of the entire enterprise or other people involved in the criminal justice system.
Richards has paid a $4,000 cash bond. He can be released from jail once his passports and 4 guns are surrendered. In Indianapolis, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Sergeant Richards told the judge he plans to hire a private attorney. His next court appearance is September 10th. He's scheduled to go on trial October 21st.
Tonight, we are learning Metro Police have arrested 8 teenagers in 5 days. The teens are all accused of armed carjackings before leading police on chases. Now, the most recent happened around 3:30 this morning. That's when Metro Police arrested 3 between the ages of 13 and 16 after a crash at 30th and Emerson. There were 2 others this week, including one which ended in front of the state fairgrounds. That was on Sunday morning.
A woman accused of stealing more than $20,000 worth of iPhones will be back in court later this fall. Darlene Garcia Medina did not want to be caught on camera this morning as she left the courtroom with her attorney. Tonight, she's accused of trying to ship 20 new phones overnight to Miami from a FedEx shipping center on the west side of Indianapolis. Investigators tell us she is the same woman caught on security video in March stealing a phone from a porch in Morgan County right after FedEx delivered it. Garcia Medina and her attorney would not comment today. Her next court appearance is October 1st.
All right, we want to check in with Angela now to talk about our forecast. I know, Angela, it felt great this afternoon, but things will be changing here shortly.
Yes, things will be changing. A little warmer today, Karen, and we're going to go even warmer over the next several days. I've got several days in the 90s coming up in the 7-day forecast. So enjoy. It's still mild out there. We're at 77 degrees in Carmel, 75 Tipton, Connorsville 76, along with Crawfordsville and Bunker Hill, and Morse Reservoir also at 76 degrees. Mix of sun and clouds this afternoon. No rain on live Doppler 13 radar. No rain expected tonight and tomorrow. Temperatures running about 2 to 5 degrees warmer from this time yesterday. We're up 2 in Kokomo, up 4 in Indianapolis and Greencastle, up 3 in Muncie, and up 5 in Bloomington. High school football kicks off tomorrow morning. 13 sunrise. We'll kick it off tomorrow early in the day at Decatur Central, and then the game of the week tomorrow evening. Kickoff temperatures tomorrow will be in the upper 70s, close to 80. The game of the week, Cathedral and Ben Davis. Mentioned the 90-degree heat. It's coming.
Angela, thanks so much. Next week, the victims of suspected serial killer Herb Baumeister will be honored. A permanent memorial to the victims will be unveiled at a cemetery in Westfield.
Our Emily Longnecker shares the plans for the memorial just announced today. Emily. Well, it's been 30 years since investigators found thousands of remains buried in the backyard of Baumeister's Westfield home. And over the years, we've heard a lot about how police believe these men died, what happened there, but very little about these victims as people, men, sons, brothers. Well, now a plan to honor them and remember their lives here at this Westfield cemetery.
Next week, a permanent memorial will be dedicated at Hamilton Memorial Park Cemetery. That memorial will have the names of 9 men whose remains so far have been identified. Behind the memorial, a place where victims' cremated remains can be placed in the ground. 2 years ago, the Hamilton County coroner reopened the case with the hopes of identifying more of the bones and bone fragments still sitting on a shelf at IMPD. Investigators discovered some of those remains belonged to Jeff Jones. Some of Jones' remains were already identified in the mid-90s. Now the ones identified recently will be laid to rest at the memorial to the victims after a funeral service for Jones. He Knows Your Name Ministries has spent the past 15 years burying unclaimed babies and adults in Marion County. Now they're helping the Hamilton County coroner honor the victims of Fox Hollow Farm.
I know that this funeral and this monument and dedication will never undo the horror of this crime. But we can change the narrative. We must change the narrative, because generations of families in this community need to tell a new story.
And as we speak, thousands of remains still sit on a shelf at IMPD waiting to positively be identified. The Hamilton County coroner says it's likely that some of those remains belong to people, victims that have already been identified, and they just need to be tested. And he says some probably belong to victims who are still not known. Now, coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear from the Hamilton County coroner about that ongoing work to identify those remains and the plea he is still making to the public for help. In Westfield, Emily Longnecker, 13 News. Thanks, Emily. Next week's service is open to the public. It begins at 10 o'clock Thursday morning at Prairie Waters Event Center in Westfield. A 15-year-old boy killed in Muncie. How the family is now coping, and the new murder charge the prosecutor just filed in his death. That's new at 5:30.
But first tonight, playing the starters. What you can expect to see from Anthony Richardson as the Colts wrap up their preseason in Cincinnati tonight. Plus, it is the biggest night of the Democratic National Convention.
That history being made this evening. That's next.